buddy. Yes, that looks good. If Kiba will allow it. Kiba's like, I've been waiting here. You have to pay many, many tolls. Oof. Yeah, buddy. Let me turn this one down a little bit. What's up, buddy? You gotta let everybody see what you're doing. You gotta move over. There you go. There you go. You're not gonna do it now, are you? Yarn balls in yarn bowls. Normally he drinks a little bit of tea, but he's not gonna do it now. He's like, I want pets. Supervising all of my moves, yes. We gonna go for a spin? We gonna start this off right? We gonna go for a little spin? Just a little one. Don't go too fast. Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll go a little bit faster than that. There we go. He's purring. He's purring. He's not too terribly upset. There you go. Ooh. Here it comes again. We've been getting all kinds of rain today. Daniel told me actually not to fire a kiln tonight because we may lose power. It's been a noisy storm with lots of thunder and lightning. All right. He's gotten us off to a good start. Now he's going to go check the status of his food bowl and then mope because he can't go outside. If I'm making a yarn bowl, let's see. Here's that. I'm going to set my guide at about there. That's about how tall compared to this one I want my yarn bowl. And I guess I could show this one off a little bit more. This is one I made the other day. It's almost dry. It's still a little bit darker on the bottom than on the top. And sometimes if I can't really tell by sight like how dry something is, you can always like feel the bottom compared to the top. And like this is like room temperature, you know, warm, whatever, but the bottom is still cold, so there's still a bit of moisture in there because it's thicker on the bottom. But this is the yarn bowls. It's what I'm going to be making today. I'm making the bowl itself, and then hopefully tonight I can cut the notch out, and I leave it there, unless it breaks out like that. But I leave this in there so that as the pot dries, that this section won't like sag or droop or get warped. And then I'll clean that up, pop it out and clean it up later. But then you can customize the yarn bowls. This one says, "May the fleece be with you." Here's Daniel. He's probably wondering if I got everything working again. Hold on. Here we go. It does remind me that I need to plug in my phone because it is dying. Ooh, what did I do? Okay, nothing. Like I clicked the mouse on accident and I was hoping that nothing was gonna... Yep, we're still going. That would be horrible, like have like accidentally click the mouse and like stop the stream or something. I've got some clay here and a scrap bag that I can open up. I want to get some of the chunks that are out from underneath here. And just put them back in the water bucket. I don't use as much water anymore, so when I'm throwing, because with the stoneware, like I don't need to use as much water, I feel like. So my the inside of my splash pan just gets built up with little chunks, and so I have to clean it out and every once in a while. Whereas when I was using the porcelain, like it would almost like fill with water. It was goopy, and I was so it just you could just flush it out. Now it's a bit chunkier, which is honestly a little bit easier to clean. So here we go. I think I'm ready to get started. I'm making some more yarn bowls. I think we have roughly 70, maybe 72 that we can do today. And a lot of them are going to have the, a lot of them are going to be the phrase yarn bowls. I've got a few on order, and I've got a few that that I'm just going to make and take to our show, because we're going to be at the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival at the in May, almost next month. Shanna, so is the stoneware a firmer texture? I don't know that I would say that it's a firmer texture. It can be like, I prefer working with it a bit softer, I think because I was used to using porcelain for so many years. But it doesn't feel as sticky. Does that make sense? Like when I was using porcelain, it would like immediately stick to my hands if it wasn't covered in water. That's the only way I can describe it. It feels a little bit less sticky, and that probably has to do with the makeup of the clay that you're using. You know, it's more fire clay and less just ball clay. And for me, it just works so much better. It has a little bit longer of a, and see, this is a smooth clay. It doesn't have the grit in it. I had always thought, because I had used stonewares that had a lot of grit, like the raku clays, and I thought it was the grit in it that made it, you know, less sticky, and to where I didn't have to use as much water. But I think it's just the stoneware clay body itself. But this doesn't have any grit, so it's not exfoliating. It's still very, very smooth and pleasant to throw. And the leather hard stage is a little bit longer than that of porcelain, so I've got a bit more wiggle room when I'm you know, putting handles on things or making cuts. The building the shop is in looks amazing. Yeah, you bet the shop does too. Well, I could try to get it pulled up. Have you been on Facebook in a while, Shanna? Have you seen the walkthrough that we did? It's on the Poly Studios Facebook page. No, it's a wonderful, wonderful building. It's like we had we got it where I had a screen capture up of our some of our cameras we have in there. So I'll see if we get all that pulled up again. Probably should slow this down a little bit. While that's loading, I'll finish this and at least get one out of the way. Did I freeze it up? Okay. Let me fix everything first. Okay, and then my guide. Okay, we're good. Let me fix this one. Yeah. This is a little bit wider than the others, but it's a good first one. Where's my wire cutter? There it is. Yeah, it's not letting me load it right now. Okay. Well, hey, Kiba, welcome back. Whoops. How about we just clean this entire thing off? How about that? There you go, buddy. It's probably not going to get any better than this. Come on. Close up of cat fluff. Come on. It's not that bad. Come on, Kiba. He's like, there's a little bit of water on it. Come on, buddy. Come on. Come on, you can do it. Watch this. Keep going. No, keep going. Go. There's a bit of fur on the camera. Down in front. Do you feel better now? You feel better now? Nope, you got to go over here. Oh. Now I cannot compete with that cuteness level. There we go. Let's try this again. Yeah, he's like, I'm here, spin me like you do your bowls. I think we may have met our wheel spinning, cat spinning, pottery wheel quota of the day. He wasn't too happy with it, was he? He left. Hey, Dot Crochet. Yeah, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome. Yeah, see, I barely have to put any water on this at all. If I had tried to do that type of a pull in porcelain, I would have had to like stop and add a lot more water. And that sometimes gets me in trouble here because I'll forget to put water on because I'm so used to not using much. Okay, let's see. More yarn bowls, yes. I've got about 70 or so that we've got prepared that I'm going to be making today. My the part for my pug mill to fix it is out for delivery today, so I'm anxiously awaiting the FedEx truck. Hey, Camelin, you decided to take the day off and see what was streaming. You feel like good decisions were made, yes. Trimming the bottom with a claw seems so easy. Your teacher taught you that with a needle. Yes, and honestly, I think Yeah, with a needle, it's a little bit harder, I think. I'm trying to think of the other tool, like just a knife. Like I don't think I even have one here, but you know the wooden tool that looks like a knife. It's like sharp, kind of like pointed at one end and then like curved as a scoop on the other. That's what I was originally taught to trim with on the wheel. Because with that, you can cut a little bit off and then like scoop it to the side, or this right here. This is what I used for years to do that same motion, just to trim a little bit off the bottom, and then it comes off in a ribbon. But these, these aren't. This is a cheaper tool, so it wears down really quickly when you're doing that a lot. But this, if I get all the clay off of it, is this one has worn down too over the years, but it still works. But I bought it for the specific reason of wanting something that I could trim the bottom of the pieces with. So this is one of the few like very specific tools I bought for a certain purpose that I use. Most everything else is like a, something recycled from something else. Yeah, like a paint knife, yeah. Pink Toaster, hey! Good afternoon. The presentation went well. I was like fidgety and I felt awkward, but um, no, it went really well. I think there was a good little crowd there of people. We did on Tuesday. We were asked to do a presentation to like a local or art guild, like next town over, on how to set up for art shows, which is something we have experience with, and so we made first PowerPoint presentation I think I've been a part of since I was in college, and just talked about like our experiences and gave a bunch of resources and gave the ins and outs and answered questions. But yeah, I am really not good at just standing up and giving a presentation. I can do this, I think, all day because I'm working with my hands. I'm doing something else, and like I was like fidgeting the whole time. And we rambled on. Took up too much time. But we were honored just to be asked to provide a professional point of view. You didn't see a claw, but you found a great wood-handled steak knife that you can modify. Yes, that's all you need. So the brand of this is Dolan Tools, Dolan, and like they're like it's a family business. I'm pretty sure they're handmade, or at least they were a couple of years ago when I got it. But yes, I don't know if they have like a Canadian distributor, but it's a Dolan Tools, and there's like tons of them. This is just one shape. I doubt they call it the claw. I call it the claw. Did I cut that one off? Yes. But I love making my own tools, or finding something that's just as good, that I can use. Half the time it's because, oh no, I broke something, my other tool, and I need to find something that works right now, and then I end up using that for years. Half of my tools that are here like started out as like kitchen utensils or something. I feel like most potters and hobbyists that I've met like can be divided like into two equal categories as those who want to delve into everything and make everything themselves. They want to build all the tools and learn to do everything from scratch, and that's what they enjoy about it, versus like people who want to like buy all the cool fun tools that are available and play with them all. Here we go. There it is. I'm refreshing. Here we go. Sandora, you want to snooze with the kitties? Yes. Oh, really, Shanna? You might need a link. You're say no longer familiar enough with Facebook to find the photos. It's under Pauly Studios. It's under the business account. Yeah, you like to learn new skills, whatever they are. Oh, wow, you found some really old pictures then. And I hear the rain again. Someone shy. Hey, how's the week been? The week has been like damp. We are getting soggy here. We've had a lot of rain. But yeah, the cats do have a hard life, don't they? It's not easy being a studio supervisor. So we are making some more yarn bowls. Rain is better than it being really cold. Yes, rain is definitely better than snow. Oh, someone shy. Thank you so much. Oh, I'm so glad we could help. Say we've helped you cope this month with all the sickness your partner's had. Just our presence and the cats have helped. Well, that makes me feel good. So thank you so much for saying that. And I hope your partner is getting better. And it also makes me think I need to put more cat pictures on the internet, don't I? See Kiba's tail twitch? See, just a little bit. You're not asleep. He is good. You are ready for April. And your birthday is next week. Well, happy unbirthday. You know, so this is the last day of the month, so we will be able to look at what we've done in 1 month, but we are very happy with how it's been going so far. It is a little bit dependent on the weather, but not like entirely. Like even when it's raining or it's cold, there's people there because it is based on like most of our customers are tourists. Yeah, I tried to pull it up today and it's not letting me. You're gonna start loom beading. What? Tell me what about loom beading? It's like weaving beads into like a fabric. Weaving with beads. Is that what it is? Sunbite, thank you for the follow. It is weaving with beads. It's some kind of contraption that you pull wire and it makes cool stuff like dragons. Nice. Oh, is that how they make things like a beaded purse or a beaded bag or something? Beaded like tapestries like I've seen. Yeah, you can go quite down quite a rabbit hole with it. Someone told you, and you like the sound of making a bunch of different stuff with beading. Yeah, especially if you can do like 3D things with it. Dude, say the bead loom is pretty big in Native American culture, right? Is it? Like you see like the beaded finery. It's always associated with Native American culture, but I don't know like exactly what tools they use. So I'm using 2 pounds of clay right now. Here we go. Oh, really? I didn't know you had to do that. You have to save them to Facebook. At what point do I make the swirl cut in the yarn bowl? So I have to wait until it's like the bowl is dry enough that it can support its own weight if I go cutting holes into it. Otherwise, it would just collapse, right? Can't do it right now. But like I showed one of the ones that's mostly air dried over here, and I'll grab it again. But I cut the hook out and then leave that little bit of clay in there, and it'll kind of wiggle itself out. But I leave it in there after I cut it, just because that way this hook won't, while it's drying, won't sag or warp in or out. Kind of keep that in there, then pop it out once it's dry, and then we'll clean it up because it's kind of chunky and sharp right now. But yeah, it's technically the leather hard stage, so the same time I would put a handle on a mug or do carving on something, it needs to be dry enough that you can hold it and cut into it, but strong enough to kind of mostly hold its shape. Dirty Unicorn, thank you for the follow. Mostly this stoneware. I have some other clays that I use that are raku clay bodies, which they're stoneware clays with a lot of grog in them, so that they can withstand the thermal shock of the raku firing process. But yeah, no, everything mostly is just made with this clay. Yeah, Shanna, we have a lot of the natural light, which is really good. We are a bit worried about how how much that's going to hurt us in the summertime when it's hot outside and we're trying to cool the place that has such big windows. But like right now, it's really good. Like when the power went off a few weeks ago, we were one of the only like retail spots in the building that didn't have our windows covered up, so people could see and come into our shop and were shopping, whereas everybody else was closing up because you couldn't see. Dot crochet, lunch break's over. Thank you. I'll give Minnie and Kiba some scratches for you. Let's turn that down a little bit. Because the taller or wider you get with your piece, the slower the wheel needs to go. There we go. Cartoon Man, good afternoon. See, I need to remember to pull up more from the bottom and not stretch out the top so thin. Because I am going to be cutting holes in the side, and I don't want that yarn bowl hook area to be too brittle. Oh, Shanna, yes, no, they're made up and just need to go through the bisque kiln. They are drying out, but I got it. And I even found the screen, so I screen printed them again. Like so they were that was an old enough mug. You've had that one for several years. It was a screen printed mug, not a stamped mug. Whoa, Shanna, that's awesome. Your son is starting a game store there. He has a partner who's good with marketing and purchasing, and you think they'll do well. Yes. So refresh my memory. Is this the same one who's big into Magic the Gathering? Who's a judge? So is it going to be that type of game store? Man, like it's been 10 years since we had our game store and the industry has changed quite a bit, but if he has any questions, we'll be happy to give insight to, when we did that. And honestly, like I've seen the game store, like gaming has become such more mainstream. Like a lot of the successful game stores I've seen have had a food and drink section. Like a friend of ours in Florida had a bar in their game shop. And also, it's not just about games anymore.